Good morning, children. As we have learned about algebraic expression in our previous lesson about algebraic expression and about algebra. Yes. Okay. So we know some statements like which are having constant also and which are having variables also. For example, x is added to y gives x is added to 5 gives 7. If this one expression is there, in this expression we can see one variable is there and here two constants are there. Okay, so such expressions, these are the mathematical expressions. These are what? Mathematical expressions. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. These are, we can also call as mathematical statement. Now, in this expression, we can see here equal to sign is there. So, we are having two parts here. So, such a type of expressions which are having here two parts, these are known as equations. What these are known as? Equation. Now, in this equation, we will have the constant also and variable also. And there are two parts. So, this side part, it is known as LHS. That is left hand side. What it is? Left hand side. It's this our left hand. So, this side it is LHS. And this side is known as RHS. What it is? Right hand side. LHS, RHS. So whenever any equation is given and in that x is unknown value, it is unknown variable. In this, there should be balance equal. So LHS should be equal to RHS. Okay, so then only you will get the exact solution. So what is equation understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, in this equation, we have left hand side, right hand side. This also you got? Yes? Yes or no? LHS, RHS? Okay. So, we can see in this equation, this x is having only one power. X is having one power. Yes? So such equations which are having, which variable is having only one power, one as a degree. Such equations are known as linear equations. Which equations? Linear equations. So now we are going to learn about this lesson number 9, linear equations. So the equations which are having variable having the highest degree is 1. Such equations are known as linear equations. Now for example, 2x plus 3 is equal to 7. 3 plus 5y is equal to 9. Means these are having, variables are having degree only 1. Highest degree is 1. Other, they are not having any raised to 2 or raised to 3. So such equations are known as linear equations. So we are going to study about these linear equations. Okay. Now just for knowledge, if x square plus 3 means here having power 2. Having power 1 is linear. Having power 2 is known as quadratic equations. Which equations? Quadratic equations having power 2. If any equation is having power 3, such equations are known as cubic equations. Which equations? Cubic equations. If 4 power is there, it is known as quartic equation. And if 5 power is 5, those are known as quintic equation. So the equations having highest degree variable is having power 1, those are known as linear equations. Having power 2, quadratic equation. Having power 3 is cubic equation, power 4 is quartic, and power 5 is quintic. Okay, you don't remember all these things, just to remember, just for a knowledge I am telling you this. But in your higher classes you will learn about quadratic, cubic. Okay, this rest all. But now you understand only linear equation. Okay? So what is linear equation understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, linear equations.
Which involves only one variable.
Yes, variable having only one at the highest degree. Now for example, 4 times x, 4 times x is equal to 10 or 12. 4 times x is equal to 12. This also is equation only, because this side we are having both LHS and RHS is there, and this is having 1 degree. So this is an example of linear equation. Okay. Now for example, 8 is equal to p plus 7. This is also an linear equation, because here we can see LHS, RHS, and this is having 1 degree. Okay. So there are different types of linear equations. Now for example, 1 by 3x plus 6 is equal to 2y. So here also we are having LHS, we are having RHS, and here degree 1. So these also are linear equations. So what do you mean by linear equation? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
All understood meaning of linear equation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The equation having the power 1, the variable is having highest power 1, and it should have LHS and RHS. In between equal to sign should be there. So this is an linear equation. Okay, all understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, always when any equation is there, it should be balanced. Means LHS should be equal to RHS. Now, when you go to market to take vegetables, that time they will use that balance. Yes, they will use this balance. Yes, no? Yes. So when you are taking any vegetable, here you can see it. Here if that weight will be put, and this side vegetables. So it should be equal. It should be balanced. No? Yes. So like that, here equations also should be balanced. Okay, so we will see now how we can make the equations balance. Okay, so to make the equations balance, there are some rules. So first rule is, if we add the same quantity on both sides of an equality, the this is the first rule, means that is we have to add same sides, both the side LHS and RHS, same number we should add. So this is first. Now for example, 6 plus 2 is equal to 8 is given. This is an equation. Now here first rule is what? We can add any two same numbers. So 6 plus 2 plus 4. So this side also we can add 4. Means same number if we are adding on the both the sides. That makes the equation equal. Okay. So this is first rule. These rules, what it is given, these rules, any one rule we can follow out of these to make the equation balance. Okay. So this here we can see, if we are adding any number, LHS also, RHS also, we can make the equations equal. Okay, this is first rule. Second is subtract. If we are subtracting, either we have to add. This is just an example. Afterwards, I will show different examples. We will solve and I will show you. This just I am telling you which rules we can follow. So first rule is addition. Second rule is subtraction. Means we can subtract same number. Now for example, for equivalent fraction, what we used to do? Numerator, denominator, same number we used to multiply, no? Yes? So same method here in linear equation to make LHS and RHS equal, what we can do? Either we can add both sides LHS, RHS, same number, or we can subtract, or we can multiply, or we can divide. So any out of these four options, any one rule we can use. Either we can add any number, but both sides it should be same number. Either we can subtract, or we can multiply, or we can divide. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? So these are
Yes,
the
ma'am.
rules for balancing linear equation. So we can use any method. We can add, we can subtract, we can multiply, we can divide. Okay? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, these linear equations, if a linear equation is given, now these linear equation, for example, x plus 2 is equal to 5. Now this is one linear equation. So x is unknown value, we don't know its value. So to find this value, to find the value of x, there are different methods. To find the value of x, there are different methods. Those methods now we are going to learn. Okay, so this finding the value of x is known as solving equations. What it is known as?
Solving equations.
Yes. Don't get confused. You are learning first time, no? So little you will be feeling what it is x, what it is y, and what this equation and all. First you tell me you understood the meaning of linear equation.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, in linear equation, we have LHS and RHS, and we need to find the value of x. So, to find the value of x, we have to use different methods. So, those methods we have to learn. In those methods, we have to use either addition or subtraction or multiplication or division. Any method we can use, any rule we can use to find the value of x. So, finding the value of x is known as solving equations. Okay. Now, in that, there are two methods. First is trial and error method. First is
Trial and error method.
trial and error method. This is first method. Okay, we will learn in detail about this. Second is systematic
Method and transposing method.
systematic method
In transposing.
and
Transposing.
transposing method. So you should know these two methods properly to solve the equations. So first method is which? Trial and error method. This method is long method. You have to do continuously. And to get the exact value, this every time you will not get exact value of the variable. So it is known as error, trial and error. But this method, what we will use, systematic and transposing. This method is a short method and we will get the exact value of that variable. But this both methods you have to learn. First is trial and error method. Okay, till here any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then you tell me what do you mean by equation? Because in definitions also you should know. For filling the blanks, for MCQs, definitions also will come. So in previous lesson like algebra, constant, coefficient, then we had variables. So those definitions also you should know. So like that here, what is an equation? That
An
also you should
expression.
know. Yes. Tell me what do you mean by equation?
Expression on the either side of equal sign are called numbers of only equation.
An equation is an mathematical expression. Mathematical statement it is. I first took the example of mathematical expression statement. Yes. So an equation is an mathematical statement which have two expressions, LHS and RHS. Yes. In that two expressions, if variable is having highest degree 1, those variables are those equations are known as linear. Okay. So this is linear equation definition is an equation which involves variable with the highest degree 1. Okay. That is linear equation. Now which rules for balancing? Which rules we can use?
Trial and error method.
No, for balancing, not for solving. I am asking for balancing the linear equation to make balance. LHS. Yes. To make them equal, to make them balance, we can use which rules? Addition. Yes, you should know this basic. Then only you can solve these equations properly. Multiplication and division. Okay, so these rules we have to use addition, either addition or subtraction or multiplication or division. Okay, till here understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now solving equations. Now to solve these equations, we have to learn two methods. First method is which method I told? Yes, trial and error method. And second method is yes, systematic method and transposing method. Trial and error method is long method and systematic and transposing method is short method. Okay, and solving equation means what? Solving equation means, for example, 3x plus 2 is equal to 12. If this equation is there, to find the value of x. Now this, how we can find the value of x? This plus sign, we can take that 3x is equal to 12 minus 2. Minus plus 2, we can take that 3x is equal to 10. X is equal to 10 by 3. This multiply is there. Here, when we take that side, it will become division. So here, to find the value of x, what we used? We used subtraction. We used here multiplication and here division. So this is just an example how we can solve the equation. Okay, so solving equation is finding the value of x. Okay, now we will see the methods, trial and error method and transposing method. How we can solve the equation by using the methods. So first method is trial and error method. So understand this method, these both methods properly. Okay. So let us take example 2x minus 3 is equal to 5. Okay. So when we are solving any equation, the LHS should be equal to RHS. Okay. LHS and RHS should be equal. So in trial and error method, what we have to do? We have to make columns. Okay, we have to make columns, and in columns we have to put the value of x. We have to start putting the value of x, the natural number 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that, we have to put the value till we get both should equal. LHS should be equal to RHS. Value of x. Now, for example, here 2x. This is LHS. 2x minus 3. RHS is what? 5. Now, if we will put 1 instead of x, we will put 1. 2 into 1 minus 3. What it is their answer? Minus 1 we are getting. So this is equal to this 5 So this is no. Now if we will put 2 into 2, instead of x we have to put 2. What we will get the answer? 2 to the 4, 4 minus 3. 1. Which is equal to RHS? No. That means this also is not correct. If we put 3, 2 into 3. 2 into 3 is 3. We are getting equal? No. If we put 4, 2 into 4. Yes. Yes. So this is trial and error method. Means we have to try all the natural numbers. Instead of x, we have to put 1, 2, 3, 4, all natural numbers. Till we get LHS and RHS equal. So this is trial and error method. Yes, till we get both answers same. Till we get LHS and RHS same. We have to continue this. So this is very long method. Directly we have to continue. Some examples. Here we have till we put 4, we have got answer. But some example 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 it continues. So this method is very long method. But this method understood? Yes, means we have to try. In this method, we have to try putting the different values of x. Okay, so it is known as trial and we are getting many wrong answers. So it is error. So trial and error method. Understood meaning of trial and error? Yes, we'll take again one more example. Yes, who is there talking? Just mute yourself. Uzair, mute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Now this one equation is there. Okay. Now again we will put different values. Yes.
RHS.
Now here it is 3x minus 7 and it is 4. Now if you put x as 1, 3 into 1,
-7.
what will you get?
-4.
3 minus 7 is minus 4. Which is equal to this 4? No. Okay. Now next, we have to put 2. 3 into 2. 6 minus 7. Minus 1. Both are equal? Then we have to put 3. 3 into 3. 9 minus 7.
2.
Okay. 3 into 4. 12 minus 7. Okay, if we put 5. But we are getting greater numbers now. That time what we have to do? Okay. Here in this question, -4 is the answer. Okay. Question only I copied from.
I mean, first only it's
First only we are getting. Sometimes we will get first only. Yes. Okay. So like this we have to put. We'll take another example. Yes. Someone mute yourself. X by 5 is equal to 12. We will put x as x as 1. So x by 5. X by 5 means 1 by 5. They are equal? No. If we put 2, 2 by 5. They are equal?
Yes, ma'am.
2 by 5.
No, ma'am. Come on.
3 by 5.
No, ma'am.
If we put 4, 4 by 5.
No, ma'am.
Then 5 by 5. If you continue, 5 by 5. 5 by 5, 1.
Yes, ma'am.
How equal 12 is? LARHS is 12.
No, ma'am.
6 by 5. 7 by 5.
No, ma'am.
8 by 5.
No, ma'am.
9 by 5.
No, ma'am.
10 by 5.
No, ma'am.
11 by 5.
No,
So it will continue. Now here we can see that in this expression, if you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because divide by 5 is there, it will take long 2, 3 pages we have to do. Yes, no, to get 12. Yes? So in such sums where we can see directly here, we can use 5 table also. Yes? Divide by 5 is there means we can use 5 table also. So it's not compulsory that every time we have to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 directly all. We can use multiples of 3, we can use multiples of 2, we can use multiples of 5 also. Now in this expression, we can use 5. So 5 ones are 5. 5 by 5. 5 by 5 is 1. 5 twos are 10. We can take x as 10. 10 by 5. 15 by 5.
3.
If we can take as 20. 20 by 5.
4.
Like that we can continue. 30 by 5. Yes. So when we will get 60 by 5, what will be the answer? 12. So we will get the equal. Yes. That time our answer will come. So sometimes so long it will be to find the solution. Okay. So such expressions are known as yes. Okay. Again tomorrow in our class we will continue this trial and error and the systematic and transposing method. Okay. Till you understood? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Yes.